rumors and the offseason needs for the Sox. You can catch 310 to Left on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and wherever else you get your pods. All right, here we go. Hold my banner time. Ooh, Travis Thomas here, and you know I'm not alone. First and foremost, I am with you, and it's always a pleasure, and you know we're not alone as well. Let's bring him in, the walking, talking, triple-double producer extraordinaire, Ountae Campbell. What you say, Tay-Tay?
I'm a swerve in that corner. Whoa. Tweaking Hey,
I love that song.
I'm excited to be back talking some real hoops because we've obviously had the opportunity to talk to so many greats in this game over the last couple of weeks.
We did.
But now it's really time to get our chance to talk about the NBA.
Yep.
And I'm so excited to talk about it. Shout out to D-Rose. I know we didn't really get to talk about him, but shout out to him for getting his jersey retired by the Chicago Bulls. That'll be happening sometime next year.
Yeah.
He was a great light for me as a youth. Also, I want to shout out to the Lakers for finally getting D'Lo out of there. I mean, you guys been talking about it for forever. And then I want to shout out myself because you always know I love to give myself credit for telling Travis Thomas that the Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis Antetokounmpo would win the NBA Cup.
Oh, God.
We haven't
going back to the cup?
We haven't talked basketball for that long because we had so many special holiday episodes.
You're so petty, dog.
But I needed to let you know.
Okay.
That I was right, Travis.
You're so petty. You are Michael Jordan level, Kobe Bryant, rest his soul level of petty, and that's why you are who you are, the walking, talking triple-double. I respect it, and yes, you were right. And by the way, if we're going to do that, if we're taking credit here,
okay, what's up?
It's looking like I'm going to be wrong for my bold prediction of Giannis being traded at the deadline.
You're right.
Because they need to lose in order for me to be right, and they go win this stupid cup. You're right. Now, you came in singing that LiAngelo
I'm a
Ball.
swerve in that corner. Whoa.
Did you see? I have two questions for you. Did you see the Lions when they clinched the 1 seed in the NFC?
Yeah.
One of the players, I don't know who it was, yelled, "Play that Gelo!" And then they.
That was so. Dan Campbell was lit. Jared Goff was lit. Somebody's like, "Play that Gelo!" As soon as they get done.
And then the locker room went crazy.
Man.
So that's one question. So you did see it.
I did.
The second question I have for you, which is more important to me.
Yes.
And if we can make this a poll, I'm with it, bro. Because I need to hear from the people.
Yeah.
I loved when Antonio Brown made his song. You remember that? I feel like it was during the summer of last year. Put that ish on. Put that ish on. Everyone's doing that dance, right? Who made the better song as far as an athlete? We know who the better athlete is, so I'm not going there. But
obviously.
Who made the hotter rap song? Do you think Gelo with Tweaker, or do you think AB with Put That Ish On?
Nah,
who you got?
I'm gonna go Gelo. I'm gonna give Gelo the nod on this one.
Are you a prisoner of the moment?
No, I'm just saying that he has both leagues. The NFL's official account is posting this song. Lions are posting this song, like you said, the best record in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Like, these teams his song is just everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Kids are singing it. Adults are singing it. It's throwing back to the NBA live days, NBA street
what
days.
You know about that? You don't know about that.
Come on, man. I was playing that NBA shit. What you know about NBA ballers? Like, I was playing that too, Travis.
You got me on there. You're right about that,
All right, then. So, with Chauncey Billups on the cover, you know what I'm saying?
So, that's old school.
It's throwing me back to them days. So,
that's
I'm rocking with Gelo on this one.
All right.
But Put That Ish On was good too, though.
It was. I'm going to go Gelo here. I just don't want to be a prisoner of the moment. But I will say this, the better song, Gelo got that.
Okay.
Gelo got that.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, he got that.
Bro, it's not just the chorus.
Yeah.
The bars was fire too.
Yeah.
The only thing I'll give AB, when his song was out, I forget which show it was. I feel like it was Coachella in my mind, but I don't know. And he was doing his show live, and somebody threw a football up. You remember that?
Yeah,
he was performing. He caught it one hand and kept rapping.
Yeah.
I mean, that's goated right there.
Yeah, I don't know. I need to see Gelo do this in concert or something. He got to go on a tour and just play the
He got to. But he can't do nothing athletic like AB. He can't be out there performing and dunking. That ain't really his. You know what I mean?
Man. But
I'm being respectful.
I'm glad he found his lane, though. You know what I'm saying? Because he's the third brother. You know what I'm saying? The other two, one's going to be an all-star somewhere soon. The other one was a really high pick and drafted to the Lakers and got the memories. And now Gelo's got the rap song. So shout out to G, man.
Let's say this before we let you go, and then we'll bring you back later.
Yeah.
I know you know the Ball family. We show them love and respect here on Hold My Banner.
Yeah.
Everyone talked a lot of trash about loudmouth dad.
Hey.
He was right, bro.
He was right. His kids are talented. His kids are talented.
And if Lonzo didn't get hurt, he was really right.
Yeah, you're right about that.
That's all I'm saying. All right, we'll bring Tay back later on. Of course, I want to jump into that West Coast trip for the Celtics and give a little recap here. So we'll start with the Timberwolves all the way back last week, which feels like a lifetime ago. But my takeaways from that game, and I couldn't wait to talk to you, was I know you felt the same way. Wow. In a game where there's no Jaylen Brown. And listen, Anthony Edwards, at the end of regulation in that game, if you remember, had a chance to send it into overtime. Good look, misses a shot, okay. So you feel like you survived. But in that game, I mean, how many times have we seen this? Jason Tatum steps up, of course, but your role players, Derek White, Pritchard, Hauser, all these guys, it feels like whether it's Jaylen Brown missing time or Tatum missing time or obviously Porzingis, we know, always feels like missing time. All your role players step up all the time. And how apropos was it? Road trip, tough game against a Timberwolves team who, let's face it, they've underachieved this season. Coming into this season, we've talked about the teams in the West who we thought would be major players. We knew the Timberwolves wouldn't be quite as good as they were last season and in years past when they did have Cat. But at the same time, this should be, coming into the season, we thought a bona fide Western Conference contender. So far, they've been anything but. They've been a pretender. Underachieving all year, just sort of keeping their head above water, 500-ish. This team, you look at that game, Tatum, White combined for 59 points in that game, carried them. Role players chipping in, hitting shots down the stretch. This is what championship teams do. The very next night, they go to H-Town and take on the Rockets. Same thing. What do you know? Derek White leads the team in scoring that night, 23 points for him. And that game was gritty, grimy, defensive, slow. That's the kind of game the Rockets want to play any damn ways. We know how Ime coaches, right? So basically, the second leg of a back-to-back on a tough road trip on a night you barely beat the Timberwolves, a Timberwolves team who you were in a spot that you have the target on your back every night, but the Timberwolves really needed that win. At home, struggling all year. That could have been a marquee win for them. Anthony Edwards, your best player, gets a look at the end, and they lose that game. That takes a lot out of you. Emotionally, physically, they come back the very next night against a tough, upstart, gritty, grimy, Ime-coached Rockets team who's to the moon, pun intended. The Rockets team this season has been absolutely phenomenal out in the Western Conference, and you beat them at their own game. Derek White leads you. Again, this is what championship teams do. So then you go to Ountae's pick for the finals, the OKC Thunder. Best team out west. Did you see that game over the weekend? Fantastic stuff. None of us are shocked that the Thunder are for real. None of us, I'm sure, are shocked that SGA showed up and balled out and got the win for them. But the thing that stood out to me about SGA and why he feels and looks like an MVP, I don't know if he's going to win it, but when I watch him, last year I didn't necessarily feel this way. He felt more like a scoring champion to me. He felt like a guy, not saying he's not MVP caliber even last year, but when I watched him, it was just like, okay, he's a great scorer, and he seems to be a pretty good leader. Guys like him, he's eccentric style-wise and personality-wise, but guys like him, seems to be a good teammate. I'm like, okay, that's a leader. I can buy that, but he just felt like a great scorer. This year, not so much. I have seen not only the scoring be consistent, he's averaging 31 points per game. That's MVP stuff alone. Yes, he's a leader of the best team out west. Okay, check. But my takeaway from that Celtics game, what I saw was a player dominate on both ends of the floor. He made plays down the stretch of that game defensively where I said, okay, Poor Derek White. I've been talking about him all this opening rant. I mean, he got dunked on off of a block from SGA on the other side. If I remember correctly, I think he blocked Tatum, started the run, and then next thing you know, it ends with poor Derek White catching a body. I mean, I'm sorry, buddy. You got dunked on. It happens. You're a defensive player. It happens to all the best defensive players. So I can't wait until we see the Thunder Cavs tonight. We'll talk about that later in the show. But again, I mean, this road trip, you go against some of the best out west. You hold your own with role players carrying you for the most part. Tatum's in there too. But it just feels like a championship level team yet again. Banner 19, I still don't feel nervous, and we'll talk about this later in the show. Although the Cavs are awesome, I still just feel like these are the things that championship teams do. Road trip, tough teams, guys are out, no problem. Next man up, they step up, and you get wins. And when you do lose, it's close to maybe a team that you could see in the finals. Ountae called it. I wouldn't be shocked if it happens. It's not my pick to come out of the West, but if the Thunder come out of the West, no one's going to be surprised. In fact, let's look at the Eastern Conference as a whole now. Now it's taking the shape we thought it would coming into the season. If you just look at the standings now, number one, the Cavs. And you could say, well, Trav, no one thought they'd be the number one seed. And that's true. But we all felt as though this would be a top 4 or 5 seed in the East. It just so happens they're hotter than fish grease. They've won 10 straight. Here they are at the top of the East. Not incredibly shocking. It does right now feel like they are so hot they may run away with this damn 1 seed. And to that, I would say, who cares? First of all, it's a lot of basketball left to be played, so it's not a guarantee they'll be the 1. Secondly, if the Celtics are the 2 seed, who cares? No problem. You could still go to the finals and win it. It's not the end-all, be-all to be the number 1 seed overall. If you're telling me the Eastern Conference Finals is in Cleveland, and it's Celtics-Cavs, I'm still taking the Celtics. So more on that later. Seeds I have, of course, in the second seed in the East. They're winning in spite of injuries that we talked about. The next now are the 3 seed. They were really hot throughout the holidays. Now they're starting to come back to earth. They have some injury issues. But again, think about where we had the standings in the East before the season started. If I said Knicks at the 3, you'd say, yeah. So the East taking the shape. Then it's just a blob. I mean, Magic at the 4, Bucks at the 5, Heat at the 6. I would say all those teams, I'm putting them together because they're all very similar in their gritty, they're grimy, their defense. They kind of grind out wins. You never really leave, though, even in the NBA Cup that we talked about to start the show. It's not style points from the Bucks. They bullied those teams. They bullied the Thunder. Like, they bullied teams en route to winning that cup. That's what they do. So do the Magic, who have injury issues. So do the Heat, who have a Jimmy Butler issue, right? So it's like grinding out wins. No problem there. 7 and 8 seed. Okay, this is my first question mark. Hawks at the 7 seed. Nah. They're exciting. Trey, obviously, we all love Ice Trey. He's one of the most exciting players in the game. But the Hawks as a team, totality, feels like empty calories, right? We're not buying them. And then at the 8th seed, the Pacers, who I am shocked. I was wrong about them. I thought making it to the Eastern Conference Finals last season, I thought, okay, they're going to build off of that, have some more confidence as a young team, well coached, of course. I thought maybe they would be the Cavs, or they would be a top 4 type team. And sure enough, here they are at the 8, which just tells me, and they'll make the playoffs. They may even move up to 6 or 7. But this just tells me this team cannot handle prosperity. And that happens in this league sometimes. Sure, you get some playoff experience. You get some confidence. And then that very next season, you can't carry it over. The Thunder have figured it out. The Rockets have figured it out. Some teams do. But this is one of them who hasn't. The Pacers just can't handle it. And then if you look on the outside looking in for now, the 76ers, finally. Look, Tyrese Maxey deserves a lot of credit because I feel like he's the one kind of pulling this team out of obscurity. They're now within striking distance anyway of a play-in, getting closer to 500. So in the end, the East is sort of taking the shape that we thought it would. All right, I want to transition now to the drum. Jimmy Butler, Bradley Beal, stars who are upset, trouble in paradise, shocking to no one. I mean, we've been talking about Jimmy Butler, it feels like a year with this situation. We knew it was going to boil over at some point. He would be unhappy. Pat Riley's getting sick of his shack and his complaining, and it would just come to a head, and it has. And you know what? I'm actually on the Heat side here. I thought it was a right move to suspend Jimmy Butler. Like, bro, if you're going to walk around here moping and complaining and all that, just sit down somewhere. And by the way, I don't think they're in a rush to move him per se, but I think they're going to have to, because Jimmy Butler's already shown he can be a malcontent, and he will continue to be in Miami until he's moved. So you're better off ripping off the Band-Aid, getting him out of there. Now, as far as trade destinations, obviously the Suns make a lot of sense because they have a disgruntled employee in Bradley Beal as well. So Bill Simmons, by the way, says the Jimmy Butler trade is going to happen this week. I don't know if I'm buying that. However, I do think both Beal and Butler will be moved before the deadline. I don't know if it's this week, but I think it will be before the deadline. Could be the week of the trading deadline. We've seen that in other sports where there's a couple major trades before and then you lead into the actual deadline. It's a bunch of little ones. So I do think Beal and Butler will be moved before the deadline at some point, but I don't know about this week. But it would make sense, in theory, to trade Beal and Butler. You know, there'll be a couple little pieces here and there, but to get a deal done and they just swap. Because the rumors for years, even when he was playing in Washington, I was covering that team, was Bradley Beal to the Heat. So that could be something there. I think it almost makes too much sense. And then a lot of times in the NBA, when moves make too much sense, guess what? They never happen. So I could see Beal in Miami and a Butler move, but I don't think that's what's going to happen at all. I think Beal is a really good fit with Golden State. Butler could be too, but I think Beal's a better fit. And the Warriors, smart franchise. They've been very public, openly stating, oh no, we're in business for a star. Like, they're not putting names on it, but no, we are big game hunting here. We are in business for a star. We are looking to move pieces. We have young talent, and this is a smart franchise, and we know why. This is what smart franchises do. They squeeze the juice out of whatever championship juice Steph Curry has left. He's still in his prime, back nine of it, but he's still in his prime. And a smart franchise like them says, let's get another star. Let's take another run at another title, and let's see if we can get one more out of Steph. So I could see Beal going there, maybe Jimmy Butler, but I think Jimmy Butler's best fit, and I've maintained this from the beginning, is Houston. He's from there. They're a young, gritty defensive team, as we saw just a few nights ago when the Celtics played them. We know who they're coached by. It is a perfect marriage. They need a veteran, a guy who knows how to win, who's been in the playoffs, deep playoff runs, NBA Finals. Jimmy Butler works. He fits their culture of defense and toughness. He's a veteran in that locker room for these young guys. I think Ime can keep him in check, you know, in terms of being prickly and a little grumpy. I think it's a fit. Now, it is a rental because he's seeking an extension, and we'll see. But being from there, being that he fits that culture and that team, I could see Jimmy Butler working in Houston for now if they trade for him, and then signing an extension, maybe ending his career there in Houston. So that's my prediction. Of course, we'll hear from Ountae later, and you're always welcome to send me your takes as well. So in the end, both of these stars, we know it's not a matter of if, but when they'll be moved. Want to hear all about Boston sports? Check out Nesson's Daily Sports Podcast. Boston has entered the chat. You can enter the conversation as well by emailing us, thechat@nesson.com. Boston has entered the chat is available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and wherever else podcasts are found. All right, let's bring him in. Ountae Campbell, who always rips apart my take. The one thing you can't back off of, though, is that I know you are as fired up as I am about Cavs Thunder. I know you are.
Yeah, I am. And we'll get into it a little bit later. It's time for that just yet. I have to talk about this Celtics road trip. And I have to go back to this for a second because it's not necessarily the conversation about the road trip.
Yep.
It's more about the conversation that I'm hearing from fans who are fans of NBA teams that aren't the Celtics saying that the Celtics are beatable. Now, heading into this Nuggets game, the Celtics are 5-5 in their last 10, and that's where I think it comes from with some losses to the Pacers, losses to the Bulls. People are looking at those losses specifically and saying, hey, maybe this Celtics team is not as good as we thought they were.
Sure.
I haven't talked to you about this off air at all. So I want to get your thoughts on, is this Celtics team really beatable in a playoff series?
Well, of course they're beatable. I actually think the truth is in between what you just said. So last season, they beat the hell out of everyone, regular season and playoffs, right?
Yeah.
This season, and you just said it, teams may be feeling like, okay, they could be had. The truth is somewhere in between. Why I say that, Ountae, is because, yes, they are beatable. Yes, they are not as dominant as last season. Mm-hmm. However, I would still take them in a 7-game series, fully healthy, of course. Okay. We understand health is for every team.
Yeah. It ain't just health. Health is that's the
It's
marker.
not just a Celtics.
Right.
So if they're healthy, all things being equal, yes, I would still take them to win these series. Mm-hmm. The difference is they're gonna have to. This is scratch and clawville now. You're gonna be in some battles here. We're gonna see Game 6, Game 7 in some of these series. Listen, I just ran through the East. Ountae, I could see the Cavs pushing this team to 7 or 6 games. I could see the Knicks pushing this team, a healthy Knicks pushing. So it's gonna be tough. And then you've called it from the beginning. I'll give you props. We'll see if it happens. This Thunder team is for real. Yeah. And we just saw that. And that Thunder played the Celtics like, we need you to know we mean business. That could go 7, which the NBA would love. So I think both, right? Like, yes, they're beatable, but I would still take them to win banner 19.
Yeah. I would disagree with you. And then I'm just disagreeing to say this.
Okay.
The Celtics are not beatable in a 7-game series if they're healthy.
All right.
I'm going out and saying that because everyone's saying, they got washed by the Thunder as a blowout, and the Thunder are a real team. I've obviously said that. They're a real team.
They are.
But my only issue is that I see what this Celtics team is. They have to shoot bad.
Yes.
And then you have a chance to win the game.
But if they can hit a couple late. Right.
Are they going to do that for 4 straight games?
No.
Or 4 games out of 7? No, they're not going to do that. And they haven't done that all year this year. Yeah, they're 5-5 in their last 5. But guys have sat out. JB sat out.
Right.
Tatum sat out. Whatever.
In and out of the lineup.
Like we said, healthy Celtics team. 7-game series. Even if Porzingis is out. Because we saw that last year.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about anybody beating them. Yes, the Thunder beat them. But realistically, Jaylen Brown, Drew Holiday, Derek White, Peyton Pritchard, Sam Hauser, 0 for 19 from the floor. Woo. 0 for 13 from 3 in the second half of that game.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's just not going to happen. It's not
going to happen. From those 5 guys.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
When are you getting that? 4 times?
Never. No, you're not. And by the way, the other thing, too, why I brought this up, even when they don't shoot well, right? Because every team lives and dies by the 3. I hate this narrative. Well, the Celtics are ruining basketball. Are you watching these games? Every team's doing this. The Celtics can just shoot. But if you notice, Tay, even on bad shooting nights, per se, bro, all you need, if you're down 9 or 10, you just hit a couple in a row.
Yeah.
You hit a couple in a row, you cut the deficit, you're right back in the game, and now we got a ball game.
They're right
so they're
there.
never you almost, in a way, Ountae, you have to blow them out.
Yeah.
To finish that.
They're never out of games.
That's
I mean, like you said, how many times has Jaylen Brown gone on a run? Tatum gone on a run. Pritchard going on a run. Derek White going on a run. You know what I'm saying? And Drew Holiday's just waiting for the playoffs. We can see that already.
Well, he's facilitating everything. He's a leader. And then playoffs,
he know he's going to come. And then you know Big Shot Al is going to hit some shots down the stretch as well when it comes playoff time
Hey, what's
as well.
his shooting motion, dog? Can you do his
Hey, it goes in though, dog.
It goes in.
It goes in, though, dog. It goes in, dog.
Every
It's just
time.
on the side of his head. But yeah, it goes in, dog. But yeah, that's my only thing with that.
Hey,
I don't see them as a beatable team in that sense because of that. Now,
no, I get it. What do you make of the Jimmy Butler and Beal stuff I was talking about?
Because it's time to talk those trades.
Yeah.
Now, yes, it makes too much sense for the Heat and the Sun to make a trade, swap stars, like you said, add a couple of guys here or there, complementary pieces to make each side kind of happy. It's not going to happen because it does make too much sense. It's not going to happen because it should have happened 2 years ago.
Facts.
When, Jimmy Butler was kind of, having the injury history that he's been having over the last couple of years.
Yep.
And Bradley Beal was always being talked about as a Heat player for years and years. Now, going back to the Wizards days, he was supposed to be a Heat player. So this trade should have happened 2 years ago, and it's not going to happen now, especially with the second apron. I know that's a term that we always bring up, but it's a real thing that NBA GMs are thinking about and are up against.
Yes.
So I don't think that's going to happen. I have some things that I think are going to happen. First of all, we need to talk about the fact that Jimmy Butler told the Grizzlies, like, yo, don't trade for me.
Yeah.
Because it was a big storyline that they jumped up in the odds to be the team that was going to get him. They had the best odds in the NBA. And he said, hey, I'm not coming to play for y'all.
Yeah.
Then, I was thinking, maybe he could have helped the Sun situation, but I kind of threw that out the water.
No.
I originally, when we first went to this, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago,
right.
I said he's going to the Clippers. And I think I'm going to stick with that. I think that the Clippers are a team that makes the most sense because they're a team that looks at it. They're not in the East. First of all, that helps them out a lot because they're not in the Eastern Conference. So the Clippers might be a team that the Heat might be, okay, we can help them. 2, the Clippers have a lot of wings on their team right now who are doing a lot of good things. They have Powell, they have Amir Kofi, they have, some other guys, Terrence Mann, that they're not really so happy with right now that they might be willing to get off. So if they're ready to get rid of those pieces, then they could help the Miami Heat, who could use those pieces who are ready for bigger roles. And then on top of that, Steve Ballmer needs to fill that stadium. And he wants stars to fill that stadium, especially since he lost out on the opportunity to have Paul George. Well, he said, thanks for your contributions. See you later, Paul George.
Yeah.
I think he wants to have guys there. Now, going to Bradley Beal, I want to talk about this first. Bradley Beal has he's only waiving his no trade clause for 3 teams at least. That's what he stated. Or 4 teams here.
He claims he holds the cards. That's his direct quote.
He's saying Clippers, Heat, Lakers, or Nuggets. All right.
Yes.
Now, if I have to look at those 4 teams and I say are saying they don't want to trade for him because he's not the main piece. They don't want him to be the main piece
He's not.
of a trade with the Suns.
They're right.
The Clippers, I'm already saying Jimmy Butler's going there.
Right.
And then if I'm looking at it, Lakers or Nuggets, I'm looking at who's more desperate, right? And I'm looking at the Nuggets and I'm saying, okay, the Nuggets are a team that's looking for guys that really need to help them out on the defensive end.
Yeah.
Bradley Beal's not that player anymore where he's really a lot. At the beginning of the season, he looked locked in on the defensive end.
He's not.
But he's not that guy anymore, right? Where he's really a two-way player.
Right.
He's more of a
Shooter,
sometimes scorer,
yeah,
like a secondary scorer on your team.
Yep.
And
he can shoot.
He's not no slouch on defense, but he's not attacking guys on the defensive end. Yeah, he can shoot it. So I'm looking at it. I think it's going to end up being the Lakers.
Yeah.
I think it's going to end up being one of those things, just like how Westbrook kind of came to the Lakers and he came there and it didn't really fit, but they just kind of made it work. I think the Suns and the Lakers are going to look at it and say, hey, you're kind of unhappy with your team chemistry and everything that you have going down. We're unhappy with our team chemistry. Let's just make this work. And I think that's where he's going to end up.
Yeah, look, that makes sense. I know they weren't on his list. I mentioned the Warriors for Beal. Yeah. I would imagine if the Warriors show interest, that stupid list he put out would change. And he's like, oh, I get to play with Steph? Yeah. I feel the same way with your take with the Lakers.
Yeah.
I think Beal would be a really good fit because he mentally is fine. I think he gets he's not the man.
Yeah,
100%. So he'll go and play alongside a LeBron and a AD with no problem, and he'll fit in. That's why I think he works with Steph too.
Yeah.
My issue with Jimmy Butler is mentally he's still delusional enough to think I can be the man on a championship team.
Yeah,
he needs to humble himself. The reason I say that he needs to humble himself, Tay, the Grizzlies thing. I thought that was so lame.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to go play with Ja? Why wouldn't you? Jimmy and Ja would be awesome.
Yeah.
But that's Ja's team in Jimmy's mind.
Right.
Does that make sense? Like, he still thinks he's the man, which is one of the reasons the Heat are over him. No, you're not, bruh. But that's why, Again, Houston makes sense.
It does.
He can kind of be the man,
It does.
but he's not.
And he's
it's just
from
a bunch
Texas.
of kids. I think
home.
it works.
It's home. It makes sense. You're 100% right.
I think it works.
I won't argue with you with that. I just think the Clippers. That's just my take.
Well, we're going to find out soon. That's for damn sure. Want the latest on the Patriots and the NFL? Lord knows this offseason, Drake May needs some help. Help me, please. Give me some talent. Gerard's gone. We discuss how he can get it quick on Nesson's Football Podcast, Foxborough Rush. It's available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and wherever else podcasts are found. I wonder if Drake May ever watches Hold My Banner. Shouts out to Drake May. And when I do that promo, says, I don't even talk like that, bro. Why is he always...
Yeah, he probably does. You know, he's got a little bit of that Southern twang.
Right,
You got to put a little bit of that. You got to put a little bit of that Jerry Jones y'all be doing in there. Yeah, facts. But all right, man. Look, let's play a game. This dude's been hot. We haven't played a game in a long, long while.
Yeah.
We got to play Stop Me When You hear a better player than SGA. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Bro, you heard me waxing poetic about SGA. I could be a prisoner of the moment here, my friend. But he looked like an MVP, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's the defense.
Yeah.
This dude, can I say something? It's going to be
Take your
rude,
time.
but I don't mean it rude.
Okay.
We were actually just talking about this in real life, just, I think, yesterday.
Yeah.
Canadians are very friendly people.
Yeah, they are.
Is that, can I say that in
That's-
2025?
yeah. That's
Is that
not rude.
offensive? They're nice.
Yeah.
There's no,
Hey,
there's two
ain't nothing
players.
nice about him, though.
There's two players in this league that I would think, because of where they're from,
Yeah.
their temperament would be different.
Yeah.
Wemby and SGA.
Yep.
And both of them, Ountae, are absolute stone cold killers.
Yeah.
And now we know Wemby's the future of the league and all that. We've talked about, you know how I feel about Wemby. But SGA, watching him now, he feels like the now. It is, forget the future.
Yeah.
It's my time now.
Yeah.
I get, not as physically imposing as this player, but I get vibes that I did when Giannis was ascending.
Yeah.
Do you remember the game? I feel like it was a big game. I don't know if it was Christmas or not. When Giannis did the king thing to LeBron. You remember that?
Yeah,
He
I
like
remember
dunked
that
on him
game
or something, or
couple
hit a
years
shot
ago.
on him.
Yeah, I think that was in the bubble.
Was that the bubble?
I think so.
And it was almost like he's here.
Yeah.
He's arrived. And then he got his championship, right?
Yeah.
I feel SGA's in that. It's like his time, kind of. So I don't think I'm going to stop you a lot here.
Okay.
I really like SGA.
Yeah. To go back to the fact that he's not nice, I don't know if you saw his recent Instagram post, but
No.
he said, scratching things off my bucket list. I can't go back and forth with somebody that's bucketless.
Oh, he's
throwing
petty.
shots at the Celtics for
He's
all
petty.
those guys being bucketless in the second half.
He's petty.
Yeah, bro. Ain't nothing nice about him. But all right, we'll start this off. Stop me when you hear a better player than SGA.
All right.
The first guy is Gilbert Arenas.
God. You know, I'm biased.
I know.
I almost kind of want to disqualify myself because I was there.
I know.
Man, Hibachi was a problem.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so
I'm starting off tough. I know.
Yeah, that's really tough.
For you.
Totally different players, obviously.
Yes.
Gilbert was a scorer, but just a pure filthy shooter. Boy, I would go SGA simply because of the size difference. SGA is a little bigger. People don't really think this because I think he doesn't look quite as tall as he is. He's 6'6", bro.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's bigger than Gilbert Arenas.
Right.
And so, not that Gil didn't try on defense, but he ain't SGA on defense.
He
ain't SGA. So, man, Gilbert
defense.
has a soft place in my heart because I was there for that prime and that run he had was incredible for a couple seasons. I'm going to go SGA, though, man.
Okay. What about this guy, Penny Hardaway?
Hey, Gilbert's kid can play, too, dog.
Yes, he can.
Penny, gosh. You know, I'll go Penny because,
Ooh.
yeah, you know why? Penny's one of those what ifs in sports to me, bro. Like the injuries, he should have.
I can't do the what if, Travis.
Well, I know.
I can only do what he's showing me.
Well, that's where I'm going. The what if is because if Penny didn't get hurt, he wouldn't be in this list. But it would be automatic. It's Penny.
Yeah, but Shai ain't have a Shaq.
But
Shai
hear me
have
out.
a Shaq.
Hear me out. The problem is he did get hurt, so he's in this list. My point being, I'm assuming we're just going primes here.
Yeah,
SGA's in his prime.
Yes.
Prime Penny.
Old players get prime. Current players get current.
Prime Penny does not get the credit. I think he's one of the greatest players I've ever watched play.
All right, fair enough. Ja Morant. I thought those two were going to be an easy pass, but Ja Morant.
Ja Morant's tough. I just love.
Tough?
Yeah, it's
Bro,
tough. I love this guy. I'm going SGA. I'm going SGA.
All right, thank you.
But it is tough.
Steph Curry.
Why? You don't get no love to Ja?
No, I think Ja's a great player, but we're talking about the guy who's probably number one in MVP votes right now?
Yeah, he looks like an MVP.
Okay,
forget the votes.
Yeah. So
all right, who's next? Steph
Curry.
Steph. Next. Stop.
Right now?
Stop.
You would take Steph over SGA right now?
Yes, I would. Yes,
for
I
one
would.
season, for the rest of the season, you would take Steph Curry
yes,
over
I would. Yes, I would. And you know what else I would do? Win a championship, which I'm not sure SGA could do.
That eggnog that you must have been drinking must have been real spiked and real good over the
if
holidays.
it lasts this long, God.
Oh, man. All right. Donovan Mitchell.
Oh, I'm taking SGA.
Okay, thank you very much.
10 out of 10 times.
Luka Doncic.
Oh. Why you do that?
Luka Doncic.
All right, so Luka doesn't play defense.
You told me before we started this that it was going to be hard for you to say somebody else. There's going to be a lot of skips, and you're giving out. You already gave out two guys.
You know I love Luka.
Who's better than him, and you're struggling. So go ahead.
You know I love Luka. I'll go Luka. Now, he doesn't give me defense consistently enough.
Yeah.
But I couldn't. I'm telling you, the only reason the Mavericks made the finals was because he decided in last playoffs.
Look, I'm
to play defense.
I'm gonna give you Luka just because I need to see a deep playoff run from SGA,
and
then I'll be able to say
a deep playoff run. It ain't like he didn't get bounced.
No, he got bounced in the second round, didn't he?
Bro, they won a playoff series as the youngest one
series.
Team. Bro,
they were the one seed. They won one series.
No,
That's not a
don't
deep
just
playoff run.
No, don't just say one seed.
That's not a deep playoff run.
Yes, it is.
When you're saying that Ant went to the conference finals and freaking Luka went to the finals.
I ain't talking about Ant.
That's not a deep playoff run.
SGA and the Thunder had a deep playoff run because.
So the Clippers have had deep playoff runs?
No.
Okay, then. So getting to the second round is not a deep playoff run.
Because you're glossing over why. They were the youngest one seed in the history.
That doesn't make it deep.
Of course it does. That's a team that
because they're young, it makes it a far playoff run. All right.
You win a playoff series.
If that's how you measure it, Travis, that's how you measure it, bro.
Was it as deep as Luka? Of course not. And we're going to hold him to that standard. But I am, unlike you, I'm giving SGA credit. I'm not going to poo-poo that he won a playoff series.
I got a couple of more dudes to get through, and we have more of a show to record. So I'm going to go on past this one. But all right, Giannis.
Oh, I'm taking Giannis.
All right.
Wemby.
Jason Tatum.
I'm taking Tatum.
Yeah, you better be taking Tatum.
And I'm taking Wemby. I'll throw Wemby.
We're not even talking about Wemby.
I'm always talking about Wemby.
Nikola Jokic.
I'm taking Joker.
Okay, and then the last guy.
Who?
Team Canada, Steve Nash.
Oh! Why you do this?
Team Canada. Steve Nash.
Hey, man, I'll take Nash. You know why?
Why?
Because he had that dog, too. You know how I said Canadians are nice? Steve Nash was a nice person.
Yes.
So's SGA. But, man, Steve Nash was a killer, too, dog.
Yeah, he was.
I'm not going to lie, though. SGA's size might be a problem for Nash. Those two in their prime playing against each other would be so fun because I just don't know who could stop. Well, I know Nash ain't stopping SGA.
Yeah, exactly.
I know that.
Exactly.
But I think Nash could cook on SGA too. I'll take Nash.
All right.
That was hard.
That was tough.
There were more players than I thought that I liked more.
Yeah, there was.
You know what I mean?
You had like half the list, dog. You low key disrespecting the number one guy in the MVP voting
to
right
your
now.
point, now I need a true deep playoff run, right? Like get to the finals.
Yeah, that's fair.
Then maybe I can change some things.
And I don't disagree with some of like the back part of that list.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But some of those earlier ones I wasn't really rocking with.
I noticed. The Red Sox off season is on and popping, and the rumors are swirling. We know you have a lot of questions about the Sox future. So do we. So we ask the players, the coaches, the executives, and more those same exact questions. Nesson's Baseball Podcast, 310 and left. You can find it on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and wherever else you get your podcast. All right, let's talk it. I've actually been wanting to do this bad. Thunder and Cavs.
Yes.
Tonight. Bro, both hot.
Yeah.
Thunder, franchise record win streak. Cavs, 10 in a row. We just talked about SGA, maybe the MVP of the league. Mm-hmm. This game, it's in Cleveland. Tough place to play. Mm-hmm. Defensive team. Hard-nosed team. Man, this one's going to be great, Tay.
It is. It's going to be a really great game. I'm really excited about it. Look, it's the first time in NBA history that a team on a 15-game win streak is facing off against a team on a 10-game win streak. Woo! Also, this game is a great game because the Cavs have not lost a game to a Western Conference opponent yet this season.
Is that right? I didn't know that.
And the Thunder also have not lost to an Eastern Conference opponent this season.
What a stat.
These two teams are butting up against win streaks, butting up against streaks against the opposing conferences. So something's got to give, and I want to know how you feel about it.
I'm not going to lie, bro. I've seen the Thunder team kind of play a Cavs style. Low scoring defense. The Celtics game was a good example.
Yeah.
They play defense. Mm-hmm. That's why SGA's talking that talk. Yeah. So I'm not going to hold you. I think the Thunder, I'll give you a score, bro. I think we might get a low-scoring, Cav-like game in Cleveland that the Thunder win. I'll go $115 to $111.
Ooh. I'm not going to lie to you, Travis. I love how you're thinking.
Right?
But
like a tough, grimy joint.
The one issue that I have with this Thunder team is them not having Chet right now.
Yeah, they need Chet in this game.
This game is going to Cleveland.
Yeah.
Facing off against 2 7-footers in the paint.
They need Chet this game, bro.
And
facts.
Not saying that the Thunder haven't been playing great because they have obviously 15-game win streak like I told you.
Yep.
They've been on fire.
Yep.
But the Cavaliers have just been routing everybody in their 10-game win streak. So I am going to – I know Cavs fans are probably mad that I'm agreeing with them on this one. But I agree with y'all on this one. Yeah. I think that the Cavaliers are walking away with this win. And I'll actually flip it on the head a little bit. I'm going to go 117. 113. Cavaliers win this one.
So we have similar scores, just different winners.
Yes.
Which is so weird because you are Mr. Thunder, bro.
Yeah, you're right.
You make a great point about Chet. You need Chet.
You know what I'm saying?
Chet would really help this game. I'll go Thunder, though. I just think that streak, as hot as they are, I tell you what, here's how you know that this game could go either way and we're both excited for it because we're not arguing.
Yeah.
Think about, you're betting against your team.
Yes.
And there's no argument. We're both we could see both of our scores playing out the way. So we'll just sit back and enjoy this one.
We will. And I also want to ask you really quickly before we move on. Who do you trust more in a playoff series?
Thunder.
Okay.
Thunder.
Okay.
By the way,
we agree with that.
Let's say this because I'm sure you agree here.
Yeah.
The Cavs have to deal with the champs. The Thunder don't.
Yeah, you're right.
Some of that is this, too, right? If the Cavs played out west.
I don't know. The way the Rockets fans are talking to us in the comments,
stop,
you know what I'm saying?
No, talking to you. Talking to you. I'm Mr.
The
Rocket.
Rockets are, the Rockets are the champs. Yeah. The way they talk.
Put some respect on their name. They talking to you like that in the comments. In the comments, I get love in H-Town. H-Town, it go down. I'm like, Mike Jones. Who? Mike Jones. Who? All right, let's go NBA League Pass. I know you're going to say it's not on League Pass, Trav. I don't give a damn because I want the battle of the aliens tonight. Wemby and Giannis.
Travis.
Late night, baby.
No. Doesn't ESPN get enough love?
I didn't say nothing about ESPN. You said ESPN.
I'm just saying, dang, Travis, don't people watch their shows enough? You know what I mean? Let's tune in to the NBA League Pass games, get some of these smaller companies like ourselves, some viewership. You know what I'm saying?
You telling me I
Obviously, I'm watching Wemby and Giannis.
Yes.
Already.
The
You
battle
gonna give
of
me
the
a League Pass game before that or after that?
Well, you give me yours then.
I'm gonna take y'all to Thursday night.
Okay.
Because yes, there were a lot of great games on Wednesday night, but I just gotta take it over to Thursday night because it's a little bit easier. I want to see the Rockets play. I'm gonna tell that.
Why don't you take a shot at them and then you pick them?
Shout out to the Rockets fans. I want to see if y'all really, really about it. I'm gonna tune in as much as possible. And look, Ja may be back in this one for the Grizzlies. So Rockets at Grizzlies Thursday night, the 2 seed versus the 3 seed in the West as we're recording this. And possibly the return of Ja Morant. Now, he's been out with the shoulder injury, so I don't know if he's going to be out in this game yet. We don't have that information yet.
You'll see how Tay is. He takes a shot at you, Rockets fans, and then picks your game that he wants to watch. I mean, it's just unbelievable. H-Town, I just want you to know, I'm like Paul Wall. Bring me out there and show me some love. All right, now, it is a new year.
Yes, it is.
2025. Happy New Year's to everyone. We all have New Year's resolutions. Let's get into New Year's resolutions for some NBA teams. My number one, and I know you agree with me, the Nuggets. Can we get tougher? Can we get a defensive identity? Can that happen? Can that be the New Year's resolution? Because if they do that, and I'm not saying it's easy, and I'm not saying I have the answers.
Not at all.
I'm not saying I have the answers. But if they can do it, they could go to the finals, as I once predicted until I saw this trash-ass team play defense.
What about a little, maybe a little sprinkle on a little Cam Johnson trade in there to make him a little tougher?
I don't
hate
hate
that.
that.
Little extra shooting.
I don't hate it.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't hate it.
Maybe, you know what I'm saying?
That could help.
He's not a Dookie. He's a North Carolina guy. And I know you like that. All right.
You know I like that.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give some multivitamins to the entire league. Yeah. And I'm going to give them a new workout plan, though. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and get them sit-ups right in. I need NBA star health. That is what I need as a New Year's resolution for the NBA. I'm tired of seeing no Ja. I'm tired of seeing no Zion. I'm tired of seeing no Joel. I'm tired of seeing no Kawhi. We need the stars to play. You want to talk about viewership? This is the viewership that you need. The stars need to play.
Yeah.
No offense to Jalen Wells. He's a great NBA player, a great young guy on that Grizzlies team.
Yep.
I don't want to watch him play. I want to see Ja put somebody in the rim. You know what I loved the other night talking about the alien?
What?
I loved seeing Kobe White put him in the rim for game. One of the young stars of the Bulls. Being available and putting on the show.
He dunked on him.
It was fantastic to watch.
He hit a joint high off the glass.
Exactly.
Sheesh.
NBA star health. What about you, Travis? What's your second
Yeah, you had me laughing at multivitamin because my kids, I have Flintstone kids, dog. Like, they take them Flintstone multivitamins every morning.
Yeah.
I'm going to get Giannis out of Milwaukee because clearly I was wrong about my prediction that they would stink this season and he would force the hand. So New Year's resolution, just so I can be right because I'm petty like that, is get Giannis out of Milwaukee. He's going to realize soon, okay? I can't win here anymore. I have Dame, who's at the end of his rope, and nothing else. I am doing everything, and I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Get me with another star somewhere in this damn league.
Oh, man. That's never going to happen.
I won't let it go.
It's not going to happen, but you need to let it go. Let it go. Let it go. I'm singing all the songs, and just like that. Utah Jazz.
Oh.
Please.
Please.
Let go of Lauri Markkanen.
Free
Free Lauri Markkanen.
Free Lauri, man.
And if you want to free John Collins too, because he's having a great season as well, you can free him too. But I'm tired of seeing teams saying, oh, we're going to trade for Lauri. We're going to trade for Lauri. We're going to trade for Lauri. The Jazz won't let him go. And now you gave him all that money, and it's going to be hard to let him go, like we were talking about for Bradley Beal and Jimmy Butler, because he's making way too much money.
Facts.
But, like, dude.
Free Lauri, dog.
Free Lauri. Like, we're tired of seeing him play with this trash team.
Where you want him to end up, bro?
I don't even know. A team that I would like to see him with would be the Houston Rockets. I understand that we've been bringing them up a lot.
Yeah.
But I see them as a team like that, young, Celtics team, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Before they have they have 2 stars.
Yep.
They need their Porzingis
Right.
to come in, you know what I'm saying? And Laurie could be that. So
Yeah,
I think that would be a good fit.
What do
off
you
the
think
top
of?
my head.
I know they're very open about wanting a star per se. I don't know if Laurie's the level of star they were talking about.
Yes.
but I think he could work in Golden State. Do you?
Yeah, they talked about him when it was a thing before he signed the new contract.
They had their eye on him.
They had their eye on them.
Okay.
They were trying to go out and
Do you
get him. It
revisit
didn't
that?
work out.
I think that could work, Ountae.
Yeah, I think it would be good. I don't know, I just don't know how it fits. I think it would be a good fit because they do need size, and he's a guy who brings size, and he's able to space the floor as well. It probably would be a good fit. I just don't know if people want to help the Warriors, honestly. I brought that up a million times. And
Well,
I
they
think
don't. It's not help, Ountae. They have young talent to give up. It's not a charity case
but now we've seen it, and it doesn't look good. When we didn't know about it, and then we were like, "Oh, Moody might be this,"
right?
And you know what I mean? And what's the curly head kid? I can't think of his name. He might be good. Pods might be good, and and Kuminga might be good. And
I do like
Kuminga. We're seeing them though in enhanced roles, and it's not really working out there.
No, it's
that
not.
doesn't mean that they're not good players.
Right.
It just means that it's not looking good there. You know what I'm saying?
Fair.
So their stock is down. So people are like, I don't know if I want that.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, obviously, they're big game hunting anyway. So the way I see it, they could end up settling for a Lauri Markkanen. But we'll see how it plays out.
Yes, sir.
Ountae, one thing's for sure, we ain't trading your ass. Okay, you playing big minutes, dog. And we appreciate you always here on Hold My Banner. I want to end it with this. Happy NBA New Year, everyone. I mean, honestly, there's still so much basketball left to be played, but as we turn the page on a new year, we are going to crown a champion in this year, and I do believe, hold our breath, Banner 19 is loading. Exhale. Whew. I know we talked in this show about, and we used words with the Celtics about beatable and not as dominant as last year and all these things, and it's true. And Ountae even told you, listen, I think they could be had this year. He could be right. I ain't buying it, though. I'm still saying championship pedigree matters. The Cavaliers are an absolute juggernaut. I do believe in them. I told you earlier this season, when they started out hot, it was sustainable, and here we are. Voila. It's sustainable. And just like I told you back then, I'm telling you now, voila. The Celtics can beat them in a 7-game series. It may take 7. Fine. Championship pedigree. Out west, we've talked in this show damn near as much about the Thunder as we have the Celtics. You know why? That's a championship level, a championship caliber team. However, in a 7-game series, caliber, championship level are not the same as championship pedigree. I would take the Celtics. It may take 7. So just buckle up. Get your blood pressure ready. It ain't going to be a cakewalk like last year. Okay, last season they ain't walking through that door. As we turn the page on a new year, just be prepared to bite all your nails off, to sweat, to have your pressure high and your sugar low, watching the Celtics capture banner number 19, but we're going to sweat to get there. But we'll sweat together like the oldies here on Hold My Banner. We appreciate you always. For Travis Thomas, the walking, talking, triple-double, Ountae Campbell, we thank you. We welcome you, and we'll see you next time on Hold My Banner. Peace.